Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another perfume review video. My name is Naz. This is my channel, the King of Hidden Gems. I try to bring to your attention fragrances are usually very good value for money. They smell good. They're usually on the radar. Not many people talk about them. Think at least you should do your research, try them for yourself and see if they're any good to you. So in this very cold winter day, at the moment outside is about -5 or 6, and for London that is cold. Okay, so I understand in many parts of the world this is just a normal day, but for London it's very cold, and I was craving something to cut through that cold, to enjoy the perfume. Obviously there are so many good perfumes in this category, but in particular I was craving something like Terre de Hermes, because Terre de Hermes is one of my favorite perfumes of all times. It was created by Claude Ellena, one of the gods of perfumery in France. He is probably the most famous perfumer of all times. He's like a rock star in terms of perfumery. And his creation, Terre de Hermes, is one of the most iconic ones. I have to give prop to Hermes to choose Ellena in the first place, Jean-Claude Ellena in the first place, to make them perfumes, because Jean-Claude Ellena was very famous to be quite different from other perfumers, quite edgy, quite artistic, quite unusual, and he had different philosophy for or at least a little bit different from other perfumers, and for Hermes to choose them, that takes courage. So to choose him. So Terre de Hermes is one of his creations. He created many fragrances, and they're all very good, and when you smell it, you smell quality, you smell construction, you smell thought, you smell experience, you smell artistic endeavor, and Terre de Hermes is one of them. And that's why Terre de Hermes is, it's like one of those fragrances that is very polarizing. Every time you get an edgy artistic fragrance, this is what happens. It polarizes people. Many people love it, many people can't stand it, and Terre de Hermes is one of them. I am in the camp of love Terre de Hermes. So one of the best Terre de Hermes inspiration or copy or clone out there, because Terre de Hermes is not very expensive. It's around 80 to 90 pounds for 100 ml, but there are some good alternatives to it if you don't have that budget. And this is one of them, and this is from the house of, or the brand of, Paris Bleu. Paris Bleu is a very underrated brand. They make quite a good fragrance for what you pay, especially for the price. They are very affordable, they're very reasonable, and majority of the fragrances, at least the ones I smell, they are very good. The quality is good, the presentation is good. Look at this beautiful heavy bottle, heavy cap. The detail is there. It's just metal, pure metal. It's about half a kilo, and attention to detail is everywhere. It says Yves Saint Cecile. So this is, the line is called Yves Saint Cecile from Paris Bleu, and this one in particular called Ivanhoe. It's a black bottle, 100 ml, Eau de Toilette. And for that price, this is a bargain, because it smells super close to Terre de Hermes, the original, so the Jean-Claude Ellena's creation. And that is very surprising, because majority of the fragrances out there they're trying to copy or be inspired by Terre de Hermes, they don't do it in the same body, in the same realm, in the same volume. This one does it in very almost identical to the original one, which is amazing, especially for a price. There is one big problem with this beautiful fragrance, and that is it's quite hard to find these days. It used to be a available everywhere, quite easy to find. But these days I'm not sure what's happening. I went googled it, and it's very, very difficult to find. In Europe you can still find it, but in United Kingdom it's almost impossible. So we have to Google it, research it, search it, and see if it comes up and how much it goes for. I paid under £30 for this beauty, and for that price is a bargain. So let me just tell you one thing about Jean-Claude Ellena. Unfortunately, he's been retired after 30 or so years of perfume work. I wish he stayed. He's still quite young, he's still in his 60s, but it is what it is. The man decided to retire. And Terre de Hermes was one of his creations before he retired, basically. When he, I'll just give you one example of this genius man. Before he created Terre de Hermes, he created about 30 perfumes just for that job. This is one thing that perfumers know about, but unfortunately many people don't know about that. When a company asks a perfumer to make perfume for them, they make a variety of perfumes. So for one particular project, they say, okay, I create 30, and then from that 30 he will present to the company about 10 of them. And unfortunately, it is the tradition that those 29 creation, they get destroyed, unfortunately. And that is a travesty, because these companies, they say, okay, we paid you to create these fragrances for us, and this is our domain. Now we basically own it, and we don't want anybody else to create the same thing or copy it, so we take it from you and we destroy it. And we just take one, which was Terre de Hermes, and then they produce mass production. And Jean-Claude Ellena is known to be superbly creative perfumer. And imagine, from those 29 he produced, or he created, or he just made for Hermes to become a Terre de Hermes, those 29, I love to smell them to see how they are. Anyway, this is a side story. Anyway, so let's go to this beautiful fragrance. Yes, this is under £30. It's a bargain if you can find it, and is very, very close to Terre de Hermes. Very, very, almost identical. The only difference here is this one is a little bit darker, and that's it. When I say a little bit darker, maybe about 5% darker. Okay, so this is Terre de Hermes, little bit darkness added. Although Terre de Hermes is quite dark itself, it's not too dark, but it's quite dark. So this beauty is in terms of age, I would say 25 and up to be on the safe side, because Terre de Hermes itself is quite on the mature side. In terms of occasion, this is very, very good for going out, for special occasion, for evening. But because the perfume itself is in a way that you can use it anytime, anywhere you like, really. So it's like a Swiss Army knife. In terms of season, the same thing. It's a Swiss Army knife again. You can use it in the heat, you can use it in the cold, and that is the attraction of this beautiful fragrance, or Terre de Hermes. So in summer, less sprays, in winter, more sprays. I put 5 sprays of this, and it was ample enough for me to smell it all day, because this is very, very strong. Although it says Eau de Toilette, it behaves more like Eau de Parfum. On my skin, it goes up to 10 hours easy. On t-shirt, over 12 hours for Eau de Toilette. That is excellent. In terms of projection, 2 arm length of projection for 3 to 4 hours, and slowly will subside. But you always have a good bubble, good cloud, and a good trail behind you. If you want to go outside and people smell you from the other side of the road, you probably need to go more than 5 sprays of it. But overall, it's very, very strong, especially for a price, especially for Eau de Toilette. I love the smell of this fragrance. Imagine Terre de Hermes with a little bit of darkness added, and that darkness has come from patchouli in here, so they added patchouli to make it a little bit darker. So let me read you the ingredients and we take it from there. So pink pepper, bergamot, grapefruit, nutmeg, guaiac wood, geranium in the mid, In the base we have the famous Vetiver and musk and patchouli. So when it opens up, it opens super citrusy, and the citrus here, although it's a combination of bergamot and the grapefruit, but it smells like bitter orange. So they made it in a way because that pink pepper giving it that little bit of orangey side to it. So like a bitter orange, and here the bitter orange is very pronounced. So if you don't like bitter orange, this is not for you. I love that note of bitter orange in here. So the grapefruit and bergamot and the pink pepper are making it quite like a champagne. It's very fizzy, it's very bright, it's very uplifting, it's very inviting, it's very captivating. And then after 15-20 minutes it goes to the mid, and is basically the geranium here plus the nutmeg giving it that beautiful floral body in the mid. Gaiac wood plus the vetiver and the patchouli here, a little bit earthy, a little bit of woodiness in the base to lift everything up, to round everything together and carry it to the end. The little musky aspect to it, although the musk is not big, but definitely a little bit on the musky side, and the vetiver here to die for. The vetiver is gorgeous. So first you need to like your vetiver. Second, you need to like your dirty vetiver, because the vetiver in here is quite dirty. The dirty vetiver plus the patchouli, as I said, giving it that earthy chocolatey feel, and also giving it a little bit of that darkness. Overall this is quite dark, 0 to 10, 10 being the darkest, like Encore Noir by Lalique. This is around 5 to 6, so it's quite dark, but it's not overly dark. Beautiful fragrance, that bitter orange in the beginning, that zesty feel in the beginning, that beautiful, and also the mid with dominated by geranium, and the spiciness is come from the nutmeg, although I smell a little bit of cinnamon in here as well, cinnamon, and the base is woody, especially the vetiver is the biggest player by far, and the vetiver in here is quite dirty, and the patchouli giving it a little bit of earthiness and chocolatiness, and also the musk is always there, but not a huge player. By far the biggest players are here are the bitter orange, spice, and also the biggest one is the vetiver. By far this is the biggest player here. So overall, beautiful. I give it 10 out of 10. Gorgeous fragrance. It's just mesmerizingly beautiful. Although I love Terre de Hermes, the original, I prefer this one a little bit because it's a little bit darker, and that is the appeal of this one in the winter. So it cuts through the cold, and in winter it's so beautiful, and it gives you freshness in the middle of winter, which is very, very beautiful. So I highly recommend it if you can find it. This is quite hard to find for some reason. Maybe if you wait for it, it will become available again. I don't know what's going on with it. There are two other fragrances in this lineup from House of Paris Bleu, and from Yves Saint Cecile, exactly this Ivanhoe line. And the one is Blue, which is Bleu de Chanel copy or inspiration. The other one is Ivanhoe in Black, which is discontinued Bulgari Man in Black copy, which is that one is very, very good as well, superbly done. And this one is the original one, Ivanhoe, the original one from House of Paris Bleu from the Yves Saint Cecile line. And this one is Terre de Hermes inspiration, and what an inspiration it is. So guys, if you have it, if you know it, if you tried it, let us know your experience. Oh, by the way, this is very masculine, and it's on the mature side, super masculine. I don't think ladies can enjoy this, although again, sex in perfumes don't mean anything. If you like a smell, you wear it. If you don't like a smell, don't wear it. As simple as that. The rest is just marketing. Okay guys, so if you have it, if you know, if you tried it, let us know your experience. That would be useful for others to read. If you like what I do, if you find it useful, informative, valuable, or entertaining, don't forget to hit those buttons. This way you help me, encourage me, you motivate me to bring you fragrances like this in future that nobody else is talking about. They're amazing value for money, they smell great, and they are hidden gems. If you want to purchase one of my own perfumes, I'm a perfumer myself. I make my own line of perfumes. I'm not as good as Jean-Claude Ellena, obviously. I wish, but still, They are beautiful fragrances because the ingredients are one of the best in the world, if not the best. Come from my country, Iran, Persia, and they are very artistic, unique, very historic, very mysterious, beautifully done, and ultra beast mode, 100% natural, amazing value for money. And I'll leave them in the link. The only thing is you need to live in the United Kingdom in order to purchase them. Unfortunately, the post doesn't allow me to post it anywhere else, and that is a big headache and a big heartache for me, but it is what it is, and I leave them in the link as well. Thank you very much for your support. As always, I love you. See you later. Bye bye bye.